One set.
Camera rolling.
Sound, the good, the bad, and the just plain standard. Take one. Salut!
Hey!
Alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Just Plain Standard podcast. We have an exceptional panel today. On the left corner, the mischievous trio, Adam, the Scotsman.
Okay, the new.
Hey!
Anouk, the English woman.
Hey!
And Yann, the Frenchman.
Hey!
In the right corner, the one, the only, the mighty Thor! Hey, mate. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're talking to me, right?
Yes.
I am, hi, my name is Thor Knai. I am Norwegian. They're Norwegian.
Hey!
Hey. I currently live in LA. I'm an actor, and that's currently what I'm doing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You were born in Norway, so I reckon Norse mythology is part of your being, isn't it?
No, I've never Norse mythology. What is this? This is like Greek? Is this like Zeus and stuff?
No, that's the actual Thor, Loki.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm kidding. I hear that every day of my life. Yeah. It's because my name is Thor, and it's just in Norway, it's not a big deal. Everyone is named something like Thor or even Odin or something from Norse mythology, and nobody thinks about it because it's part of the culture. And then I moved to the States, and immediately it's a big deal. So now every time I say my name, it's like, seriously? No.
Oh my god, wow.
Were you named after?
Is that your real name? Where's your hammer?
Your parents must really love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whenever they ask me where my hammer is, I, of course, have to reply,
Oh dear.
you have to buy me a drink first.
Not a cheap date.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to just show you my hammer. So there you go.
They are so rude for asking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mia, as it's called in the movie
yeah.
by the Darcy girl. Mia.
Mia.
Mew Mew.
Mia the hammer. Yeah.
Yep.
Quite good. Quite
Yep.
good.
It is. Mew Mew's cute.
I really enjoyed that film.
So in terms of when you grew up, I'm starting with questions, if it's okay with you.
Go over it.
Yeah, no. That's totally cool.
Also, I was wondering earlier, is there any relation between the Anaheim Convention Center, where the BlizzCon happens and so many amazing pop culture stuff, with one of the 9 realms called Vanaheim? No?
That's a good question. I don't think Anaheim has anything to do with Anaheim. It could. So Heim, the word just for like home, as a place name, is probably related. Anna and Vanna, I don't know. I don't think so. But there's many Norse name connections in daily life that people don't think about, including the days of the week. Tuesday is Tyr's Day. Wednesday is Woden's Day. Thursday is obviously a Thursday. Friday is Frey's Day. So all that stuff is in there. We just people just don't think about it.
Yay.
That's cool.
We should have done this on Thursday.
Yeah,
That would have been so meta.
should have.
Hang on, wait. The audience won't know we don't record this on the first day. Today is Thursday. How coincidental is that?
That's amazing, guys. So planned.
No.
This is.
We could also have done that on the 5th of November, because in this movie, it was the second movie where Natalie Portman was. Her first one was V for Vendetta.
Oh, yes.
Would have been an interesting link there. So yeah, I chose to start our journey through the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Thor, because it was directed by Sir Kenneth Branagh, who made me want to act when I was in my teenage years in 1996 with Hamlet.
Yeah.
So I figured it would be a good start for our starting the MCU path.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. I didn't know he directed. So do you know that I read for the part of Thor?
No.
Oh.
Whoa. All right. Let's start off with this.
I auditioned for the part of Thor.
No, it didn't. No, I didn't know.
Oh, I thought that's why I was here. Oh, that's part of the reason.
Well, you're cosplaying frequently as Thor, and
Yes.
your name's Thor, so I figured
No, in 2009, when they were looking for the person to play Thor, I was one of the people who auditioned for it.
Wow.
That's a big one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no pressure, right?
No pressure at all.
No.
It was pretty intense.
What did they say when they heard your name?
They thought it was funny. They weren't as impressed as I thought they should be. The one time I care that they think my name is impressive, they're like, eh.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I know Liam Hemsworth also auditioned for Thor, but his brother got it. Yeah.
What's Liam been in?
He Hunger Games.
He's pretty good, though. Chris is pretty good.
Yeah, he had
Is that him?
Yeah, that's his brother.
Is that like Miley Cyrus's darling?
Yeah, I think they're engaged.
So he's the bloke in Hunger Games.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now I know him.
Supporting role.
So, Thor, would you like to give us a plot summary or?
Of Thor the movie?
Yeah, the 2011.
All right. Well, as I remember it, there's some scientists in a desert checking out some phenomena. Cut to Asgard, where Thor is about to be crowned king of Asgard, right?
Yeah, indeed.
And then the frost giants attack. And we don't know this yet, but that's Loki's fault. But the frost giants attack, they get repelled. But Thor wants to launch a counterattack into Jotunheim, where the frost giants live. But Odin says no, and then Thor does it anyway with his buddies, and then puts everyone in danger, and it basically starts a war with Jotunheim that wasn't supposed to happen. And then as punishment for having done that and acted brashly, Odin banishes him to Earth with no powers. And then he gets found, and then his hammer is also sent down to Earth, but he can't wield it yet. Because it's like, he has to be worthy, and that's like Odin's test or whatever. And then what happens? So what happens then?
Well, that's a pretty good summary, because that's pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah, essentially. Because then the rest of the movie is just Thor on Earth, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying
That's
to figure things out and trying to be worthy and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Falling in love with Natalie Portman.
As
of
you
course.
do.
As you
Yes.
do.
I
As
quite
you
like.
do.
Yeah, I mean, like he's in the desert. I mean, that sand is coarse and it gets everywhere.
Yeah,
Every crack, right?
Yeah, it gets everywhere.
Stop it, boys.
Oh dear.
No, I would definitely have been in love with Natalie Portman. Imagine if that was me. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Every time I watch that movie, it's like a bittersweet now. Like when I see the movie, I'm like, oh, he does such a great
That
job.
could have been me. That
I would
passionate
have done
kiss.
such a great job.
How far did you get in the process then?
Huh?
Did you just read for the part for the when you auditioned for 4? How
Yeah.
far in the process did you get? Did you just get to the read through stage, or did you make recalls?
No, it was just the first part of the process.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
Still
it didn't. It was never very close.
Even though, I mean, that's closer than most people get.
So many people would apply for that as well.
Yeah.
No, it was cool. It was a good time.
Excellent. I actually really enjoyed this film.
For superhero movies not being your go-to genre.
No, it's but I think that's kind of sad for me to say, because I think it's something that I kind of prejudge them always. Like, I wouldn't be into superhero movies. Like, that's for other people. But I think that's just because I don't know them very well, because I actually enjoyed this film a lot. I had to force myself to watch it, but like, I really enjoyed it afterwards.
Yay!
Yeah, so I think that I've kind of found a new love for, well, hopefully. I'm sure there are lots of horrible superhero movies out there.
Yeah, most of the ones on the DC side are pretty terrible.
Yeah.
It's not if we're looking at a batting average, we're not looking very high for DC movies right now.
Yeah, I've
I
heard.
don't even know if they've got one yet.
No, I'm like, even the ads for Justice League are like strange over here. Like it's coming out soon, right? I don't even know. And it's like, it's
Mid-November.
mid-November, right? And I'm barely even aware of it. Whereas Thor Ragnarok that just came out, people were talking about it for a long time. There were all the stuff in the media about how they'd taken it a different direction and it was going to be so exciting, and like everyone had heard about it so many times. And DC, I mean, Justice League is like, okay, oh yeah, that's a movie that's coming up. So the hype isn't the same.
I feel that Justice League, because they announce Justice League like over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then the first footage we saw was the Comic-Con footage, which was like the 5-minute trailer, which didn't really sell the movie at all. It was kind of like just there, like, how That's obviously a strategy with Comic-Con. Like, you know your footage is going to get leaked, so we may as well show it.
Right.
You know, if you make something secret, you make everyone else on the internet want it.
Right.
But then once everyone got Justice League trailer, it's just like, well, we've kind of seen this already. You know, Avengers did that so well.
Yeah, they did so well.
Well, they didn't take the time, just like Marvel did in their first phase, to establish like 3 or 4 different superheroes. Like, they just had Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
They're going off the assumption that you know Batman and you know Superman and you've seen Wonder Woman, so the other ones, let's just skip right to Avengers, because Avengers made so much money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They've got to be chasing that paycheck now, because, I mean, Suicide Squad, regardless if you enjoyed it or not, that's a commercial flop.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman did well, but that film was affected by both Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman underperforming, majorly underperforming, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you know that the MCU globally, in all the movies, like just was announced a few days ago, they reached the $5 billion domestically?
$5 billion. Wow.
$5 billion.
Yeah. And
if only.
and that's just domestically.
Oh, no.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
No.
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
That is Disney's laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, that's impressive.
They already were before.
Yeah, that was a good acquisition by Disney's part.
Goodbye.
Buy that. Yeah. Did everyone, Yann and Thor, did you guys go and see this movie when it came out? Especially Thor, I've auditioned for it, when you saw the posters and stuff come out, were you bittersweet about going like, maybe I'll skip it, or were you always going to go and see it?
So I was thinking to myself, maybe I'll skip it, but I was always going to go see it. I secretly couldn't help myself, but I was like, it's bittersweet. But he's like, I got to see who this man is who got the part. And he's great. He's excellent as Thor, especially in this last one. Like, he was good before, and he looks good, and he looks the part. But in this Thor Ragnarok, he's just very good. Like, he's really comfortable in the part. The direction they went with it is really funny, and it's more, from what I hear from friends of Chris Hemsworth, this latest iteration is kind of what Chris is like personally, which is why he seems so comfortable in that part now. So that's great.
I'm the only one here who went to saw Ragnarok. It was released here on the 27th of October, but it's just opened like a few days ago.
Yeah. 3rd?
Why?
Oh.
I always wondered why this.
I don't know how we got that early. Didn't we get, I think Britain got Star Wars 2 years ago, one day early as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we got that early.
Probably some sort of marketing ploy, because if they generate like good reviews or hype internationally, more people in America might go see it.
That's quite a good shout, actually.
Oh, that's quite clever.
And that's like the market they care the most about, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot more of you.
Yeah, and they have to have confidence in their movie to do that, obviously, because if the hype is negative, then it's already too late, and there's nothing they can do to save the US, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Anouk's first time, and my first time seeing this movie. However, this is your first real entry to Marvel. My first one, I remember watching Avengers 2 years ago, I think, going, I'll see what this is all about. I really enjoyed Avengers, and I didn't think I was, because I distinctly remember Avengers came out the same year as Dark Knight Rises, and I was like, oh, I'm going to support Batman, and that was quite ill-invested, because that film is about 3 hours too long, in my opinion. It doesn't get started till about the 90-minute mark.
Yeah.
But no, Anouk, how did you find this?
I really enjoyed this film. I think there's a massive preconception that like these superhero films will be very kind of non-human.
Right.
Or I don't know, like not very
Relatable.
thought out. Yeah, not very thought out. Well, yeah, I guess relatable, because it's just about people that fly around, and it might be good, kind of crash, bang, bang. Hollywoodized is my favorite word. But actually, I really enjoyed it. Acting was really strong. The relationships were really good, like relatable as well. Like we can all relate on, sibling rivalry. And well, I definitely can. and like father-son issues and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And then also visually, I thought it was stunning.
Yeah,
a bit fake at times.
It's a good looking movie.
Yeah, it really is.
But it's also 2011, so it's like 8 years old now, almost. I mean, 6, but still.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite liked that this didn't do like, this, I call it the Superman curse, which is you get the origin story if you've never seen a cinematic real version of this in a long time. I liked how we didn't have to have, like, it was Thor becoming Thor. We got that in a tiny sense, but it was more a redemption story at the same time, which I enjoyed. We didn't have to spend so long, like, being in Asgard, like, learning the
Right.
creed and all the backstory. Like, it jumped right into it. And I think that's its major strong point in the film, that it doesn't hold about. The only real drag is Sir Anthony Hopkins doing the exposition paycheck scenes, just giving us the quick details of what's going on in this world.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was more kind of God of War becoming a bit more humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming down to earth, if you forgive the
Basically.
pun. Yeah,
Literally.
Hypothetically, literally.
Yeah.
There were actually 3 people who wrote that script.
Yeah. I mean, I could kind of feel that because there were some B plots a little bit. There were times where there was quite a lot of story going on, and I was worried that, you know, in the ending it might become a little bit tangled.
A Scottish word for that is a stramash.
Really?
Yeah, become a stramaf, which is just a big pile of stuff. Usually when in like soccer or football, when all the players go for the ball at the same time, that's called a stramash. Oh, there's a stramash in the middle of the pitch there. Yeah, it could have been a stramaf.
Could have been.
Stramash.
But actually it was tied together quite well. So I'm kind of happy about that. Kudos to the writers.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely sections you could feel were different. Like whenever it was dialogue between the companions, like the warriors, that was certainly had its own feel. And then definitely the stuff on Earth had a different feel to anything else. So I feel that it was sections. The last time I remember seeing, like, I think it was 5 or 6 writers was Spider-Man Homecoming. Like that had so many writers on that, and you could tell like sections didn't fit well together. It's like it worked in the edit because, you know, if you've got a good editor, you can always bring something together. But there were definite parts like, oh, this feels a bit out of place next to that part, etc., etc.
But didn't that have like 6 writers in it?
6 or something. But this one didn't have that at all. Even though there were we're moving away from different parts, like either going back to Asgard or dealing with like Loki's backstory and etc. It all fitted together really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really cleverly done.
I agree. Marvel is good at that. Whoever sits at Marvel and like approves the scripts, that person knows what he's doing.
Yeah, well done him.
Yeah, actually, talking about that, I don't know if it's Marvel or I know for Disney, basically you have to leave plenty of stuff at the door because you're entering their universe, and like the executives will model the whole thing how they want it. Like I think it's in DC also, like they don't let the director express it themselves.
Oh, that all came out with Suicide Squad, didn't it? Because there was like so many different cuts of that film.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I remember that. The director didn't get his version, and then they give the editing job to the people that did the trailer, which I think is the weirdest decision I've ever seen.
What?
Give a trailer company the editorial rights to your movie.
Huh.
Like, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that sounds irresponsible.
Yeah, why did they do that?
Because do you remember with Batman vs Superman when everyone saw it and it was such a negative review about it? Everything was going about it was too bleak.
I haven't seen it.
Like a month later, the Suicide Squad trailer came out, and it was the one that had Bohemian Rhapsody, and it was all like tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Right.
That one did so well on YouTube, and so that company who put that trailer together got the editorial rights to the final film because it got such well received that DC were like, we need this film to be well received, and it doesn't work.
No.
In my opinion. I know Yann's favourite movie is Suicide Squad. Yeah, you love that film, don't you, man?
What's your favorite movie?
No, it's not Suicide Squad. It was a tongue-in-cheek joke from Adam.
Aha.
So yeah, I watched it recently, but I knew it from before. Adam and Anouk are brand new to the movie.
Yeah.
You've watched it a while back, Thor, but still, guys, do you have any favorite scene in mind that you recall?
I quite enjoyed the action sequence of attempting to get the hammer back with all the we'll call them red shirts or the blacks. Just calling them red shirts because they just get taken out like there's nothing.
Right.
They're like paper.
He is a god.
Yeah, that whole. I enjoyed that sequence because it was different. You know, because you could just imagine somebody like just flying in and taking it, but it had a different feel to how we had the first action scene where he's fighting all the ice giants, and then we have this total contrast. It just felt different in a way, and it was nice. I think that was one of my favourite scenes of the film.
Yeah, he was quite human in that. I've used that word too many times. I have to think of another word now.
Important word. To use it for gods.
I think so.
Retain your
Human
humanity.
gods. Yeah, I feel that was what the film was about, which I liked. I really liked the banishment scene.
Oh, yeah.
With like the portal and the father-son moment. And like, I mean, I heard that Anthony Hopkins had improvised that a little chunk of that scene. Kenneth Branagh had instantly said to him, like, I want you to improvise that reaction that you have. And apparently he had the whole cast and crew in tears.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was so powerful. And it was nice. And then you have this like portal thing going on. And so you have the visual stunningness of it and the creativity. And then you have this like human moment, which is really nice.
There's that fight scene. I like more the scene in the hospital is good as well, where when he comes to and he's like, "What are you doing?" Like just. And then he just fights them all off until somebody injects him with an unknown substance or whatever. I think it's just meant to be like effectively chloroform, but like, why would you inject that? We don't really know what that is, but I quite like that too. Anything on Earth is pretty good because there's always that, that juxtaposition of somebody that's grounded in their own world, coming into our world and seeing the complete differences. I always like stuff like that because that comedy works because sometimes movies will force that. But this one felt quite natural, and I think that's down to Chris Hemsworth as well, like being so comfortable with
being very over the top.
Yes,
yeah. That was nice. I need a horse.
Oh yeah,
I need a horse. We don't have horses, just dogs, cars, birds. Then give me one of those large enough to ride.
Very good.
And Jane picks him up in a Pinsjauer 716 truck.
Right.
And the jokes there is that in Austrian, it's a breed of a horse, so he actually rides a horse.
Ah, clever.
They have all of these little things in films, don't they?
Yeah. Thor, any favorite one?
So the scene that I have to reenact the most, or that I hear most about now in retrospect, is this drink. I like it. Another.
And he smashes it on the floor.
Has a couple of
coffee on the ground.
That scene lives on in everyone's mind.
Oh, that's good.
And I have to. Everyone makes that joke when we're at a party or anything. It's like, oh, you need another drink, Thor? Another. So that one is definitely the one that sort of stuck the most in the life after.
Yeah, I think I actually laughed out loud.
Yeah, and it's a good joke. It really shows the differences you were just talking about, how he comes from this one completely different world and he comes here and he just expects it to be the same, and it absolutely is not.
Yeah.
And he's probably being polite, but it's like so wrong, which is great.
You can see that in the scene where the girls are drooling over his six-pack. Like, this mortal form has grown weak, I need sustenance. And it's just like, well, you're fine, mate.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
One scene I liked is the kind of Legend of Arthur one, when all the locals are coming to get the hammer.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
And there is a very well chosen song by Billy Swan, I Can Help. And it's like, if you got a problem, don't care what it is. If you need a hand, I can assure you this, I can help. I got 2 strong arms, I can help.
Yep.
Wow. I love that hillbilly Arthur in the Stone.
They've got the barbecue going.
Yeah, frying some hot dogs.
Yeah, that was fun.
Flipping some burgers. Any excuse for a barbecue. Oh man, good stuff. I love that.
Very good.
Also a very good moment at the end when Thor uses Mjolnir as a paperweight on his brother.
Oh yeah.
It was like kind of a Loki weight.
Yeah. Very funny. Yeah, I was quite surprised at that because it was like, that's humorous, but this is also a very non-humorous scene. I don't know how I feel about this. Very weird.
We are talking about Thor, the first one. We'll have following Thor 3. And as Thor, the guest, said, Thor 3 is rather different. So
in many good ways, it's an amazing movie. It might be my favorite Marvel movie now. Definitely one of the top 3.
Ooh. Nice.
Really?
Nice.
What's the other 2?
I would say the first Iron Man was very, very good.
Classic.
And I also really liked the first Avengers. Like, I was so impressed by how they tie together all these huge people who have their own movie and then like somehow make them all work and feel like they're all part of and a significant part of this big ensemble. And that's hard work to make all of that work in a script and not have just someone be not important or not there. I think, and they did that really, really well in Civil War too, with an even bigger cast. So that's something Marvel just mastered.
Well, The Avenger was a Joss Whedon flick, and we like Joss Whedon here.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Con Man also.
Yeah.
That was he?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, name drop, Yann.
To be fair, he did also write Alien Resurrection, so...
Yes, he apologized, just like George Clooney and Joel Schumacher apologized for Batman and Robin.
Do you remember I remember the first lines in Batman and Robin, which is they're suiting up.
Suiting up.
Yeah, no, because their suits have bat nipples for some strange reason.
Oh, God.
And Robin just goes, why don't I get a car? And Batman turns to Robin and goes, this is why Superman works alone. And I'm like, alrighty then, here we go. This is going to be good, isn't it?
Yes, I watched it 2 days ago. There is also a Bat credit card in there.
Oh, and they're bidding for Poison Ivy.
No.
Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy, yes.
Are we digressing again?
Yeah, of course we are, because what we do.
That's what we do.
Any quotes that you would single out, maybe, that you remember particularly?
Me? Yeah, well, I already did that quote. This drink, I like it. Another. That's a great one. I would have to say that one.
Oh, it's so good.
I get asked to say that all the time, so.
You can just see that, just like out to brunch and just like, because you remember when we went to New York, you always get like refills of coffee.
Yeah.
And you just when she comes up to ask if you want another one, just like throw it on the floor. Quote. I'm not sure.
I'm really bad at remembering quotes. There were many because there were so many really funny moments.
There's a quote when one of the guys like eating all the food and they're getting annoyed because he's just eating it all and he's like, don't confuse my hunger for empathy or something like
Apathy.
that. Apathy and something like that. That's a good one. I like that bit. I thought they were good because they didn't get lost in the mix either. The Cove warriors,
right?
The other fighters of Asgard. I thought they were well used. Like, it'd be very difficult, especially when if we think about it, this is the first time we've seen Thor on the big screen, and they're confident enough in what they've got to give that they have room to expand these heroes as well, and they're nice, they're cool.
Yeah, you know that they're not just like, oh, we love Thor. They kind of have their own stories.
Yeah.
And that's kind of okay.
Like, they play a significant part in the plot.
Yeah.
Instead of being, like, lost behind, which could easily have happened. I mean, the movie could have focused purely once he's banished on him being there and coming back. Because I was getting a very Lion King Hamlet vibe from this film sometimes. Especially near the end when we've got Loki hanging off I call it Rainbow Road, because I don't know what, I just like the idea of that.
I loved that design.
Like Scar does at the end of Lion King.
Yeah.
I quite like this whole, like, Lion King-esque vibe going on throughout the film.
Yeah, a little King Lear as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Henry V.
So this is why Kenneth Branagh's like, you know what? I'm going to make as many Shakespeare references in a Marvel movie as possible.
Yeah. Why not?
We should have had Ford just going, a horse, a kingdom for my horse.
Oh, God.
Just near the end of the film. That would have been great. Oh, wait, that would totally work as a line of dialogue. Mm-hmm. That totally would work. Like, Asgard for a horse.
Yeah, except, it would have been too on the nose. It would have been too obvious, but yeah.
There would have been a groan at the cinema.
Hence why I'm not getting any offers for scripts here right now.
Don't say that.
No, it's a good one, but yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I've got two, like, there's maybe a bit racist, but, well, is there a Renaissance fair in town? We've got Xena, Jackie Chan, and Robin Hood.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And my second one, Hammer! Yeah, we can tell you hammered, it's pretty obvious.
Yep. Those are good.
Yeah, there's some great. I mean, it works. It's a summer. This definitely came out summer or spring for sure, right? I
feel like
remember.
it was summer.
I think it was.
I don't know.
Yeah, it must have been the like maybe the year before Avengers. No, it plays really well. It gets you. That's the thing with Marvel movies, I found, especially because I don't. It must cost so much if you think about it. If you had to go and see every single film that comes out, right? When you sit in and watch it, you go, I kind of want to watch another because they've all got that feel to them. Like, they never overstay their welcome.
Yeah,
really. And I think that's why we're currently in the world of cinematic universes. I mean, look at The Mummy, who just failed to launch their cinematic universe.
Yeah, the Dark Universe, is that it?
Yeah, they even start that film with the first part of the Dark Universe. That's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, the logo.
Yeah.
The Dark, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the one with
Tom Cruise.
Sophia Boutella, yes.
Boutella?
Tom Cruise crashes a plane and still survives due to the miracle of Scientology.
Of course. Of course. Miscavige had saved him in the end.
Oh, something I also liked about the Arthurian hammer in the stone is that's the bit where we see, I think, Phil Coulson and Stan Lee for the first time in the movie.
The Stan Lee cameo. I'm still trying to think what my favourite Stan Lee cameo is. I do like the Deadpool cameo, is very good, in the strip club.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Did you notice a sneaky product placement in there with the iPod that was stolen by S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No. Go on.
Well, the simple fact that they mentioned iPod, I think.
Oh, I did think about when they got in the car. I did have a joke with Anouk going, "Oh, quick, get me to this movie-sponsored car immediately. Make sure the logo is seen as we're driving away." Gotta do that.
Yeah, they got to get their money from somewhere. I mean, these movies must cost so much.
Yeah, the budget on Thor was...
You said it yourself.
Let's see.
150 million, I think.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, if you've made $5 billion back now, I mean, I think that's an investment well paid off.
Yep.
I think they're pretty happy, yeah, for sure.
What's that show in the UK? James Norton?
Graham Norton.
Graham Norton.
Graham Norton.
I remember in one of the episodes, the director, so Kenneth Branagh, was recollecting at one point he was wondering if he would be okay for Chris Hemsworth to have his shirt off, like, because when you're half naked, you're not necessarily, like, he was a bit worried. And then when he actually asked Chris Hemsworth, he said, "Well, are you kidding me? I've been pumping iron for months just for this, so you better put me on the screen with my six-pack."
I guess so. I mean, they must be on a strict diet.
Oh, when you find out you get the part.
He had 6 months to just build and to get super ripped.
Yeah, like all day at the gym
Well,
and
not all day,
eating,
but it is every day.
I don't know, eggs,
Protein shakes.
chicken.
That's got to be tough, though, because imagine, like, when everyone's like, right, let's break for lunch, and you see the catering and the craft service, and you're like, I can't have any of that, otherwise, by the time we get to the shoot in November, like, in 6 weeks, I'm not going to look the same. Continuity is going to be a bloody nightmare.
Thor gets fat.
I've become mortal.
Yeah.
What is this?
We also have one of the earliest Tom Hiddleston parts, who basically did a Yann that we'll call it from now on, which is stealing the show.
Oh, modest, Yann.
Wow.
Yeah, he read for the Thor part, but it didn't work out. But
God, I could not imagine Tom Hiddleston as Thor.
He's too tiny.
Yeah, he's too... I can use it. Too British? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally can use that word for this specific time.
there's a polite vibe to British people, you know, like, you can't ever see him, like, demanding stuff.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. He also has that kind of very scrawny, lean thing going on. He's very posh looking.
No, he's excellent as Loki. That was his part, yeah.
Yeah, very well cast.
oh yeah, we talked in one of the latest episodes about dimensions in villains, and it clearly made a three-dimensional character. I don't know how it was in the writing, but it's pretty...
Isn't that the major
nice.
thing with Marvel movies, that the villains are always a little half-baked? I mean, DC has the villains, but not the scripts, where Marvel has the scripts, but not necessarily the
I
villains.
disagree
Oh, what a shame.
now with more and more. I mean, the Joker is a great villain, but other than that, I don't even remember any of them. Just off the top of my head right now, trying to think of. But anyway, yeah, it's especially in the Thor franchise, like Loki, I think is a great villain, and he's not always a villain, but he's clearly there and villainous. And then now, especially in the latest one where they have the first female Marvel villain in Kate Blanchett, that one's great. It's awesome, and it's really heartfelt, and it's really like, oh shit, I get where she's coming from, and it's you guys should go see it. It's really good.
I agree completely. Yeah. That's very, very, very good.
Sounds like my type of film.
Sounds like
Yeah,
horror
do
story.
that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a bit bummed about something because, as I said, Kenneth Branagh, thanks to his Hamlet, I started to be interested in acting. So now I'm obsessed with Hamlet. And Tom Hiddleston had a limited run Hamlet for a RADA charity in
nice.
London a few weeks ago.
Yes.
It was kind of, they have those things now, for network play we're going to see on the 24th. There was a ballot kind of giveaway kind of stuff. So you actually had to put on your name in advance to be able to be selected to actually purchase the tickets to kind of...
What? Crazy.
Yeah. And we got some tickets for network because they opened the thing to everyone at some point. But for the... Hiddle Hamlet, as it's called now, it was as the Radar Theatre is like small, they only had a few seats for it. So I missed that. I'm quite bummed I missed it.
No doubt he'll probably pick that up later in his career. I guarantee that. You'll see Hiddleston walking around the National Theatre at some point in any of the Shakespeare plays.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to lose out on something so big. Like, they'd get so much money and exposure and stuff from another run. I don't think you'll miss that. At some point, we'll see that. Hiddleston as Hamlet.
But it's like how
again.
It's like how we still have, there was a phase of jukebox musicals, like Queen's We Will Rock You, Mamma Mia, these sort of things, like all were about just putting on music. We're definitely going to get to the point where we're getting like these big named actors going into theatre coming back, especially with superhero movies, I think, because I feel that a lot of actors, especially, well, we all act here, that getting stuck in the same sort of role for countless film after film, you kind of want to stretch your legs.
Yeah, and you get typecast easily, of course.
True. Theatre is a way to break out of that. Show that you have some other legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, break all the legs.
So you can break them before you go on stage.
Maybe that's the term, or that's where it's coming from.
Hopefully. Yeah, you have to break your leg.
All my legs have been broken. I need to stretch out and find some more.
Oh, well, in France, for that, it's not break a leg. We say it's merde.
Really?
Shit?
Yeah.
What?
Kind of wishing of, it's, merde.
So you just say shit?
Yeah, basically translated like that. That's it.
Funny.
That's crazy.
I'm going to translate that and start saying here.
Yeah, I think you should.
Every time you walk out for reading a part, just to the other actors, just waited to go in at the door to say, merde. Oh, wow. That would get around LA really quickly.
Yeah, is he cursing to you too? Yeah.
Have you bumped into the guy that says shit to everyone before you go into the room?
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying it to everyone. Is it weird or cool? I'm not sure.
He says it with such a nice face as well. It's like, what? I'm pretty sure Chris Hemsworth just said shit to me before going into our casting.
And he did it with like a twinkle in his eye. He like looked me straight in the eye and said shit, and then he walked away. Like, okay, weird.
I'm like, well, if Chris Hemsworth crumbled off the pressure, I was like, I can't go in there and do it. Oh dear.
So you said that, Hiddleston will probably come back as Hamlet, just like, I missed 2 years ago Benedict Cumberbatch. He was Hamlet at the NT and then NT Live, but it was so popular that it actually came back this year. And a few weeks ago, it was in cinema screens again.
All right.
And it was good.
I don't think I saw that, actually. I saw him as Frankenstein.
Yeah, with the John Lee Miller.
Yes.
Yeah, sick boy.
Yeah, they were alternating the parts depending on the nights.
Yeah. I only saw Cumberbatch as the monster and Miller as, obviously, Frankenstein. But, Cumberbatch is actually a lot more versatile than the magazines say.
Is Doctor Strange good?
It's all right.
I haven't seen that, but I was like, I didn't know the character.
Again, I'm really bad with movies like that.
It's visually very interesting, and it's the story itself is all right. It's cool.
So worth seeing?
I enjoyed it, especially. I mean, now it's not even in the theaters. It's definitely worth seeing. But even in the theaters, it was worth my money. So it was decent. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, but we have unlimited cards here. So except when we go to IMAX or 4DX or whatever, it's all free. Well, kind of.
Oh really?
You pay an upfront cost each month, and you can see as many 2D or 3D movies you like, and you pay an upsurge of like a minimum amount of it, depending on what it is. So IMAX tickets usually cost about £5, which roughly is about
$10 or something. That's still not a lot. That's great.
If that.
Yeah,
it's
really
super cheap.
Yeah, no, in that case, definitely go see it if you can. It's a kind of visual movie, so if you can see it in the theaters, you should.
Oh yeah, I think I'm going to give some more superhero films a chance now, because I think I've very honestly not gone to see them.
All right, let's do that then. So if we each had to give Anouk one film to go away from this podcast and see, being a Marvel, DC, whatever, any superhero movie you like, doesn't have to have been in the last, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, could have been going back to like, I know what I'm going to choose, and mine's about in the 80s. So Yann, what superhero film would you recommend Anouk had to see if she's now getting into this whole new genre of cinema?
I think she'll probably enjoy Wonder Woman, but that's more of an American woman's story in a way. I don't think it's that big of a deal in Europe, but I would see Iron Man, I think.
You seen Iron Man?
Iron Man,
Nope.
the first Iron
What?
Man is very interesting. I thought it was great.
Okay.
It launched the MCU also, so, you know.
Yeah, the whole universe. So that kind of gives you the starting point. This is where they went from.
Yann?
Well, I would say I already chose to have Thor here, so
You would have gone with this one?
I actually was a bit part of the epiphany she had.
Oh, Yann again stealing the show from Anouk's own epiphany.
Stealing the thunder. Make her go see Ragnarok then. Just skip the second one and go see Ragnarok.
Okay.
Are we reviewing the second one, Yann?
I think we're reviewing all of them.
Do I have to have seen the second one to go and get the enjoyment out of Ragnarok? Or having seen the first one, will I get the enjoyment from seeing 3 now?
I think you'll get the enjoyment still. They're not they're not super tied in. There's some stuff at the end of Dark World, the second one, that is a little bit important, but they kind of explain it anyway. And even if you didn't know, it'll be like, oh, ha ha ha. So you can totally see that by itself, especially if you've seen the first one, so you know Thor.
Okay, we'll definitely go and see this as soon as we can then.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed this film, actually.
Do you know what I'm going to suggest to you, Anouk, for
What?
your superhero film?
What?
This is a controversial choice, this. Howard the Duck. Has anyone here seen Howard the Duck?
I can't remember. It's like the movie?
Yeah, the movie, yeah.
I don't think I have.
The Steven Spielberg directed movie.
Wow.
Or is it George Lucas? It's either Spielberg or George Lucas. It might be Lucas, actually.
That's awesome.
Do you know what? I was reminded of Howard the Duck when they started launching them to different worlds, because I distinctly remember the start of Howard the Duck, where it's like they're in Duck World, right? It's just Earth, but everyone's a duck. And, like, he gets sucked out by a vortex and shot into Earth. There's just this scene where he goes, like, through a female duck's bathroom and she's got duck tits.
What?
Yeah,
What?
at the start of the film. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, it's totally bizarre. And this is what makes it even more amazing. Like, if you watch Howard the Duck now, having seen, like, movies in the MCU, you're like, how did super movies survive? You know? That makes this revival and this whole extravagance of them being just looking visually amazing even better. So I'd definitely say Howard the Duck just for a cheap popcorn laugh.
No, it's not George Lucas or Steven Spielberg. It's William Hewitt. Well, we don't know.
I think I vaguely remember something about that. I must have read it wrong. Maybe it's an exec or a producer or something like that.
I think I've seen, like, posters of this, and it looks really strange. Like, the duck is a very weird-looking thing.
Yeah, it's half animatronic or something like that. It's really weird looking, yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, I get why superheroes are really popular because of obviously CGI and also probably the rise of the geek and the nerd in the world. How important and powerful they are now.
Oh yeah, I'm listening frequently to Fat Man and Batman with Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin. That's very, very good stuff. Yeah, we rule. I mean,
Yeah.
geeks and nerds today are ruling the studio executives. And
Oh yeah.
kind
sure.
of. Well,
The writers, the filmmakers, we were all nerds growing up.
That's true, actually.
Finally, we can, like, spread our wings. Yeah.
Shine. Yeah. No, for sure.
the relation between Thor and Loki had a similar dynamic as the Doctor and the Master one, I feel.
Oh, and Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Okay, so like two halves of the same coin, really. I mean, I remember, because I didn't see Thor first, I saw Avengers first, and Loki's the main villain in that.
Yeah.
So going back was quite interesting to see, like, okay, how did this character evolve to get to this point? And yeah, I get what you're saying with that, Yann. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, good point, because watching it yesterday, I noticed the post-credit scene, which is a foreshadowing for the Avenger, and you really... I don't remember seeing it in theater, so probably it was not as common at the time, so I left. But you can see that Loki is going to be the bad guy in the next one.
Yeah, you know that he comes back after this film, because obviously in the thing, but after the credits, he's in that.
Have you watched
scene.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah, with
Nick Fury and who tells to Eric Selvig, like, okay, we've got this cube, like the Tesseract, basically.
Yeah.
And we are trying to investigate to harness the power. And then in the mirror, you can see Loki who give the words that are repeated by Selvig.
Skarsgård.
Yes.
Our
Stellan.
favorite family.
The Skarsgård dynasty.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, just the Hemsworth. This is.
Hemsworth sisters. They have a family too? Well, they have...
Well, there's Liam.
Liam and Chris.
Yes.
It's just those two?
Yeah.
There's quite a few brothers, though, in the world.
Matt Damon and we've done.
I mean, in the acting world.
Sorry, not Matt Damon. Mark Wahlberg and Donnie Wahlberg.
Oh, yes. Wahlbergs.
The Baldwins.
Baldwins.
Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen. The Sheens.
Oh, the Sheens.
Adam Baldwin is not a Baldwin brother, but all the other ones are brothers, yes.
How funny. Yeah, no, Skarsgård family I have a massive obsession with.
Alexander Skarsgård
he's so beautiful.
read for a part here in Thor, I think. I read.
Sorry, I'm just objectifying him right now. Apologies.
Totally alright.
He's actually a really good actor as well.
Yeah, he's good. They're all good.
And his brother as Pennywise, I thought was amazing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
So I feel like for one. Anyone else got more to say about it? It's nice. It's a nice film. You know, it's like
Really
it's very much. You don't have to think about it too much. If you stick it on, even if you're not into, it turns out if you're not even into superhero movies, you can get some enjoyment out of it. So
Yeah, I mean, now I might, completely change and be a superhero. You might see me at Comic-Con next year.
nice.
Yeah.
Haha. I'll be there. I'll be there doing Ragnarok, yeah.
Cosplaying
I'll
as
see you there. Yeah, just as Xena.
Oh, yes.
Why not?
playing as Hela or Lady Sif or.
So, yes, I will do that.
I really like to Jamie Alexander is her name. She was great in Kyle XY. I don't know if you've seen that series.
I didn't see that one, but Jamie Alexander is one of the most beautiful women on earth.
Yes,
She is gorgeous.
Yes, yeah.
She's insanely gorgeous.
Looking at her in Thor 2 days ago, I noticed some Liv Tyler resemblance. And
Yeah,
I'm a
she's
massive...
quite kind of strange looking in a beautiful way.
Maybe?
Ethereal.
But Liv Tyler's more ethereal than her.
Yeah, Liv Tyler has more of that, for sure. The elfish.
Elfish.
Yeah, well, in terms of directorial style, so when 1996 Hamlet came, I was focused on the acting because Branagh was the lead. So now I had the occasion to actually try to see what his directorial style might be. And I've noticed, looking at Murder on the Orient Express, last week, which is also directed by Kenneth Branagh, I noticed that he's making a very intense use of Dutch tilts.
I forget. Yeah, maybe. That escaped me in Thor. Are you saying he did that a lot in Thor as well? The Dutch angles?
Yeah. So most of the establishing shots and some of loads. Also overhead shots.
Yeah, there were a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got some pretty cool one in Murder on the Orient Express also.
Good actors.
Yeah, that cast. Oh my god.
So shall I ask the question, Yann?
Which one?
The good, the bad.
Oh, wait.
We're not finished yet.
Yann, keep going.
No. I was really happy to see Idris Elba in there also.
Oh yeah.
I
This
was
is
not expecting him.
Always good in everything except The Dark Tower, but
Well, nobody saw that.
I saw it.
Oh, it's poor you.
Oh, it wasn't good?
No, it wasn't. Well, there's a reason that people don't talk about Dark Tower, but everyone talks about it for the Stephen King movie that came out this year. There's been 2 Stephen King movies that came out this year, so far.
Yeah.
And only one is remembered.
Yeah, and there's also Netflix 1922.
22, yeah.
Charles Game also.
Yes, I saw the first hour. No, sorry, the first half an hour of 1922. I really enjoyed it, but then I had to leave. But I need to finish that. It was actually really good.
He's having a good year, Stephen King.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of my favorite writers, actually. I think he's a genius. Very strange. Very scary man. His mind is quite terrifying, but...
Loki also struck me as a very Machiavellic figure. You know, like... very mischievous. Ah, see what I did there? He's the god of mischief, if I recall correctly.
Yes, this is true. Although Norse mythology, it's different than the Marvel version of the Norse mythology, obviously.
He's the god of mischief?
So he is, but in the Norse mythology, Loki is actually Odin's brother.
Okay.
Not only that, but Loki is basically the agent of change. Like, Loki is the reason Thor has his hammer. Loki is the reason Asgard has all its walls. And, like, it's a lot of... Loki does a lot of bad, but a lot of good comes out of it. And Loki really is everything that happens has something to do with Loki.
That really would have been too much Hamlet for Branagh if they'd made in this universe if it was the uncle, you know, like in this universe if it was the uncle, you know, like the uncle trying to take the power, you know. It really would have been. God.
Yeah. And Hela in this next movie is in the Norse mythology. I won't say what she is here, but in Norse mythology, she's one of Loki's children. Loki has many children.
So many meta moments for Kenneth Branagh on this film. He was like, I'm sure I've done this before.
Indeed.
Not entirely related, but a bit. Thor, have you seen Kung Fury?
Yes.
What do you think of Thor in this one?
It's hilarious, obviously, because the whole thing is hilarious. But I mean, it's a more accurate representation of this like weird Wagner stylized Viking god with the winged helmets and all that stuff. But no, I thought it was cool.
Cool. So we just talked about one movie in the MCU. They're also heavy on the TV stuff, Marvel.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, we know the Netflix ones, but there is Legion on FX. I don't know if you've seen this one.
No, I've not seen this, no.
It's, without spoiling it...
I've heard strange things.
Yeah, very strange and different, and for that reason alone, I recommend it.
I know, I remember Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is that still going?
Yes, I only watched the first and second season, I think. But yeah, what is cool is there is the nice tie-in with all the films, and when stuff happens, like the Hydra thing, and you can see some stuff before in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff. So that's quite cool.
So lucky for you, Anouk, there are plenty of things that we can go away after now and have a look at.
I'm going to be really busy.
Oh, I haven't seen nearly all the stuff either. There's so much.
It's not possible. It's really not possible to have seen everything and be so up to date with it, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. I'll try.
Try your best. Be the first person ever to be on top of the MCU.
Yeah, I'll get all the comics as well. Oh, that just opens a whole new world as well.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I never grew up with the comics. Only like cartoons, like Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
You know, the...
Yep.
Donald the Duck's uncle.
Oh, DuckTales.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. DuckTales. I remember reading that when I'm still reading it, actually.
Yeah, we didn't have them in Norway. We didn't have the comics, really.
Okay.
Ah, really?
Yeah, I think that's also why, we didn't have them.
Either,
yeah.
See. They were so... I mean, quite a lot of my friends were just completely obsessed with comics.
Yeah, were you not reading either Tintin or Is it... Tintin! What's the other one?
Asterix?
Asterix, yes.
I used to read those.
Oh, I loved Asterix.
Asterix is good, man.
Yeah.
I think I had all of them.
They just released a new one.
Did they?
Asterix, yeah.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
I've got the collector edition, like
nice.
40 euros. I'll bring that next time.
Yeah.
Did you see was it Depardieu that did...
Obelix. It was yeah.
Oh, I remember. Oh, love it. Love it.
I think we can go into the question now.
Okay, so for 4 here, we rate movies on a good, bad, or just plain standard. Just plain standard being the film really didn't try anything, it's never worth seeing, etc. But I'm pretty sure what everyone's going to say for this one. So, Anouk, Yann, and Thor. Is 4 good, bad, or just plain standard? Well, shall we start with our guest, Thor?
I think it's good. I think for the time when it came out, it was good. It was worth seeing. But like, it's not really far into that territory. But especially if you have an interest, and Anouk apparently didn't have an interest and really liked it. So I would say it's good.
Anouk?
Yeah, good. I really enjoyed it.
Yann?
Good, yeah.
And I'll say good too. This got me. I always think I'm not a fan of superhero movies, and I sit down and watch one and go, oh, I'll watch another one now. So it's got me. So no, this is a very good movie.
But it's a Marvel thing. It's the fact that, it's a superhero movie, so it's someone with special powers and all that stuff, and it's clearly not real. And they have to. I think it's really important that they play on the whole. We're really kind of a kids movie. We got to not take ourselves too seriously, while also giving a good story. Well, DC, I think, is missing that. Like, they take themselves super seriously, and it's so dark. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't buy it. And I don't buy it because it's like, you're a kid's comic book yes, you're dark, but you have to not take yourself so seriously. And they're trying now with Wonder Woman and that stuff, so we'll see how it works. But that's what I think is one of the major differences between Marvel and DC. Marvel knows that, hey, it's just a kids thing that we're trying to make into something fun and watchable.
That's a good point.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's plugging time! France!
Scotland!
England!
Norway!
Go Podcast Rangers! Mighty plugging Podcast Rangers!
That was excellent.
So, Thor!
Yes.
I've seen on your Instagram recently a DC's Legends of Tomorrow folder.
Yeah, I've defected. No, I recently worked on DC Legends of Tomorrow. So I will be... That episode that I'm in will be out in, I think, early December. It's season 3, so if anyone's watching it on Netflix or whatever, that's what I'm in. So that'll be fun.
Awesome. The lead Rip Hunter is played by Arthur Darvill, who was a companion on Doctor Who.
Now I know this. Yeah, I've seen this series. Yeah, it's good. I enjoy this.
I only watched the first one. You have the duo, the Prison Break duo, Wentworth Miller and Dominic Purcell as Captain Cold and Heatwave. And I really enjoyed when I watched that a few years ago.
That's a series that's become better because season 1 of that show was, again, they were trying to be serious, and then they realized this doesn't work at all as a serious show, so they lightened it up. It's a little more silly now, and all of a sudden it's kind of really working for them. So season 2 and 3 are like a stronger seasons than season 1, just because it's more this is us now. They've found themselves in terms of voice.
That's good.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know where it's showing in here, because I remember I had to... It's on CW, is it?
Yeah, it's a CW show, so I don't know if there's a channel that shows CW stuff over there specifically.
I remember that it used to be on Sky One, so if it's definitely, it'll be on digital somewhere. We'll find out where people can watch it, and we'll fire a link for UK listeners.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, because I think in the US you can watch some like 3 episodes at a time for free on their website. I watched the first season using a VPN, a US VPN.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's always an option too.
Yeah.
Smart workaround.
Yeah.
Yann the tech
Yann's
man.
very good at stuff like that.
Yeah, it seems like all the Doctor Who actors are getting around quite nicely, because you've got also Karen Gillan, who is getting more and more massive every day in LA now.
She moved to LA, didn't she, a few years back?
Yes. In her Doctor Who years, she was partying a lot and ended up naked at 7 a.m. in a hotel corridor at some point.
Yeah.
And then she got her shit together and she moved to LA, and she's doing quite well.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Jumanji 2 is the next thing, isn't it? She's in
Jumanji 2.
Yeah, she's
Yes,
in
she
Jumanji
is.
2.
She's a beauty. I don't know why I went Australian just then.
Yeah, good eye.
Ah, she's a beauty.
I'd throw her on a bow of you.
Oh, God.
Okay, so yeah, Legends of Tomorrow. So are you in anything else? Like, I've seen a video where some people on YouTube are trying to do the best Thor cosplay in the world, and you're in that, right?
I think so. I don't know. There's a couple of documentaries that I've been in that have to do with cosplay in Southern California or whatever. So I don't remember what they're called. But on CW, you could also catch me in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and Reign, which is about the French court in the 16th century.
Yes, I was about to get to that. Yeah. Nice, neat.
Excellent. Sounds
And
good.
our avid and eager listeners who want to know more about you online, where can they get your social details?
So my social tag in my name is Thor Knai. So it's THORKNAI. So Kilo November Alpha India. So at Thor Knai anywhere. Instagram, Facebook, whatever. That's where you'll find me.
Cool.
Yay!
Killer November. Well, I actually remember, I still have your business card, and it says Thor Knai, actor, nerd veteran, hence the November.
Oh yeah, the phonetic speech, military letters. Well, N and M is always hard to hear.
Yeah, it's a really good thing to know.
Yeah.
Because especially with the rise of digital, like, I swear I'm always on the phone because I have a really complicated name.
Oh.
So if ever someone asks me for my full name, it's like hell, because I'm just no N, no M. No, that's not what I said. So I need to learn that.
Well, if it's NM, that's November and Mike are the two. So that'll help you out immensely just there, because those are the two most commonly mistaken ones, I think.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to start using those.
You're just going to go in if there's a table reserved for Mike November?
Mike November.
Yeah, for Mike November.
Once we are in the God territory, did you, because I really liked that series, American Gods, I thought it was very good.
Oh, yeah. Where can you watch that? I haven't seen that yet, and I do want to see that.
Amazon? I think it's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Amazon
It's an
Prime.
exclusive, Amazon exclusive, Prime.
Okay, cool. Thanks. I'll check it out.
Well, yeah, I think we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
This was fun. I really enjoyed this film. Yeah, it was fun, especially figuring out how to do our guests properly this time. We've got it all working out, so this was great fun.
Yeah, really good.
Thanks for having me on. It was a pleasure.
No worries.
No worries. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much, for being there. So, this was
Adam.
Anouk?
Thor.
and Yann. Well, thank you again, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.